Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Maddie. I am a 20-something living in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a wedding designer for a living. I would like to start off this video, since it's relevant to the content of the video, by defining a wedding planner versus a wedding designer. Sometimes when people call me a wedding planner and I correct them, I feel like a Palms girl in high school when you would call them a cheerleader. God forbid. So I don't usually correct people if we're just passing in the street, but it is relevant for this video. So a wedding planner can also double as a wedding designer and vice versa, right? But when you're strictly talking about what a planner does versus what a designer does, it is different. A planner is someone who deals with the logistics of the wedding. So they're gonna do things like negotiate contracts for you, maybe recommend and select vendors for you. They're gonna deal with your day of timeline, they're gonna deal with your floor plan, they're gonna deal with your budget, all of the kind of numerical, logistical, type A, left side of the brain type thing. But a wedding designer is someone who deals strictly with the aesthetics of the wedding. So a client comes to me and tells me that they want a fairy garden party vibe and their colors are sage and blush and cream. Well, I'm going to create a design plan that kind of brings all of those elements together, make sure that all of the elements are cohesive and working towards that goal. I'm going to pick out your flowers, your chargers, your linens, your vases, your aisle decor, your altar decor, to make sure that all of these individual elements go towards your main goal. As a young millennial, old elder Gen Z, I really enjoy reaction videos, and I particularly enjoy these videos where experts react to movie clips. And I've seen this done on this channel with a wedding planner, but I've never really seen it done with a wedding designer because it is a very niche profession. So today I wanted to just create my own and react to some famous movie clips portraying weddings through the lens of a wedding designer. Let's get into the video. Bridesmaids. I would just like to say that some of these movies I've seen and some of them I haven't. I don't know if it's like illegal to have not seen these movies as someone who's in the wedding industry, but so right off the bat, I am seeing something that I hate. This pin-on corsage on the mother of the bride, I believe it is. It's been a while since I've seen this movie. Now, I don't mind the father of the bride's boutonniere. It looks like Bouvardia to me. Her corsage looks like... what is that? It literally looks like the seeds of seeded eucalyptus, a small little bloom, and then the rest is ribbon. I hate everything about this. In general, I just kind of hate corsages. A modern version of this would be a nosegay. A nosegay is a mini bouquet. You can give these to moms and grandmas, and I just really like this alternative to a corsage because I just think it looks a little bit cleaner, a little bit neater, and a little bit more modern. Okay, so this backdrop that they're getting married against is very modern. We are seeing the popularization of non-traditional altars, so anything that isn't like a square altar with some flowers on it, which is still popular in my experience, but non-traditional altars are becoming more and more popular, so the fact that they're getting married against this waterfall backdrop is very spectacular for one, but also very modern. It looks like this bride's bouquet is the same shape and size of the bridesmaids' bouquets, which is not traditional, but it also looks like it's a tight round ball, which was very popular in the 90s and the early 2000s. It was a very popular shape of bouquet to have. Now, I'm all about motifs. I love creating a motif in a wedding. I would have, if it were me, made at least the bride's bouquet be a cascading waterfall bouquet. And then I would have had the whole wedding be like a waterfall motif since they're getting married in front of a waterfall. Hello. Oh, and it looks like they have large arrangements in the back. See, I would have... I don't understand why the flowers are in tight balls. I would have done some sort of cascade look with the flowers so that it matches the waterfall. It's driving me crazy. Okay, on to the next wedding. I'm tired of this one. My best friend's wedding. I watched this iconic movie last year. Oh, 2 years ago, well, 2020, end of 2020, with my friends. We were on a girls trip in Nashville, and we decided to watch my best friend's wedding while we were kind of just chilling one day. And we were all so confused because we felt like the movie was trying to get us to root for Julia Roberts, but we were all rooting for Cameron Diaz. Like, we hated Julia Roberts' character. Are you supposed to root for the best friend to steal the man? Because I certainly do not. Okay. The colors are white and green, which is very traditional. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. What we have going on is what looks like a floral centerpiece that was built on a tray in the middle of the table, and then surrounding it, it looks like we have some sort of like silver candelabras with floating candles. I really don't hate this. I did want to comment on metals because it's fascinating. Well, to me. Silver was the metal of choice for women's jewelry and for weddings throughout the 90s and the early 2000s because it was seen as the classier metal. I was fascinated to learn that in the 90s and early 2000s, gold was seen as like ghetto because it was mainly worn by Black and Latino women. Yellow gold and like champagne gold kind of are reigning supreme right now as accent metal choices. It's interesting, how again, wedding trends and trends in general don't exist in a vacuum. Like, things that were happening in fashion in the early 2000s were also happening in weddings. I also just think it's a really interesting social commentary on how fashion trends, wedding trends, design trends in general are gatekept by upper class white women. Very interesting. Anyway, all of that to say, their accent metal is silver in this movie, which is not surprising to me because, again, that was the popular accent metal of choice back in these days. I think the thought process in this scene was just that, like, they're under a white tent, which is also a very dated reception venue, is a white tent. And so they're matching the linens and the chair covers to the white tent. I think that's the thought process. I think if this was a wedding that I was designing today, I definitely would have gone for an ivory linen on the table. Like, an ivory satin linen would have looked so much better as opposed to like a white polyester linen. And I also would have gone for a ghost chair, which is a clear acrylic chair. I think that would look sickening, especially with the clear floating candles. It's not sickening, but it would have looked better. Yeah, I don't love how all the centerpieces are the same. I love when a wedding has like 3 to 4 different designs for their tables, depending on the number of tables they have. We like to create a specialty design for those VIP tables that the families and like best friends sit at. So the centerpieces on the VIP tables can be like large candelabras or large arrangements, which this reception could use some height since the tent is so tall. When you have such a tall ceilinged reception venue, then you want to bring some height to the tables to bring the ceilings down and make the space look more intimate. So I definitely would have done like 3 to 4 large arrangements and then had half of the rest of the tables be this weird like floral floating candle centerpiece, and then the remaining tables maybe just be candles. That's how I would have designed it. They chose to make all the centerpieces the same with white polyester linens. Steel Magnolias. Another iconic Julia Roberts movie. Usually when you are designing a ceremony, if it is a Protestant church where the design of the church in general is a little bit more simplistic, then you're going to do a little bit more with the decor. If it is a more ornate church, such as like a Greek Orthodox church, they really, I don't know if it's like in their customs, but they really prefer to do less because A, it clashes with the decor of the church, and B, there's just a lot more traditions and things in place that were like don't allow you to do a lot of decor and things on the altar. So okay, let's talk about this altar. It looks like someone threw a Pepto-Bismol all over the altar. It's giving 80s. When was this movie made? Yeah, it was made in 1989. So traditionally you're gonna have a white runner, but they did a pink runner, which is kind of a slay. I kind of love that. I would have a pink runner. Yeah, there's a lot going on with the flowers at the altar. It looks like down here, right behind these two little precious angel flower girls that were forced to wear this god-awful pink dress as well. I'm sorry, angels. It looks like we have a large arrangement on a white urn. On the step above, right in front of the bridesmaids, it looks like we have 2 more large arrangements. Nowadays, large arrangements of this size are going to go for anywhere from $250 to $400, so you're looking at $1,600 right there in the front. I really like the look of like an abundance of flowers at your altar. Again, this is very pink and very 80s, especially like the bridesmaids dresses, but I like don't hate it because there's like enough flowers that it's not just like all like ribbons and drapery. Miss Sally Field in the front with her pearls and her corsage. Look at her corsage. It's even worse than the first one. Crazy Rich Asians. I'm probably not going to have a lot of critiques of this scene just because we all know that this is one of the most stunning weddings in movie history. Their boutonnieres are really cool. I really like the grooms and the groomsmen's boutonnieres. I don't know what's going on with that guy's suit, but it's fine. They have grass on either side of the aisle, right? And then they have, on the inside of the grass, they have aisle arrangements, which is a modern spin on the chair/pew tie. I love aisle arrangements since I want it to look like my brides are walking through a garden. If I don't get to design weddings like this someday, just end it now. I don't want anything except to design a wedding like this. Sex and the City. We are about to watch a very disappointing scene in Sex in the City where they don't end up getting married. And no, it's not tragic because they don't end up getting married. It's tragic because we don't get to see their ceremony and their reception. I know that Carrie designed a sickening wedding. That bitch is extra. So all we really have to go on is like their bouquets and her dress and things like that, which let's talk about what's the color story here. I'm assuming that the girls are her bridesmaids because they each have a little bouquet. You don't typically give someone a bouquet unless they're in the processional or the bridal party. Why does Samantha have a red rose bouquet? Charlotte has a fuchsia lily bouquet. Purple mums? No. I'm about to throw my computer. No, she does not. Here's the thing. I'm not mad at the bouquets themselves. Do you understand? I'm mad at them together because I don't understand the color story. I don't understand them. I don't get it. I also want to talk about Carrie's bouquet. It's a nice, structured, but organic shape. I don't hate it at all. What I do hate is that it doesn't make sense with her imaginary wedding. We never get to see her theoretical ceremony and reception, but what I'm envisioning is nothing short of spectacular. What I would have loved to see is one extreme or the other. I want to see Carrie Bradshaw holding like 5 calla lilies and making it super simple, like Christine. I love this because she went so spectacular with her dress and with the design and with everything. She opted to go very simple with her bouquet so that it detracted nothing from the design. I would have rather her either gone super simple like Christine Quinn or just play into the fantasy and give us something super spectacular and colorful. I'm talking holographic iridescent monstera leaves, purple phalaenopsis orchids with some like purple and pink anthurium sticking up out the top, like extra read all about it. They obviously end the movie with a cute little, very 2020-esque wedding. Bride Wars. This is one of the movies that I've never seen, actually. I understand that there is a war that goes on between 2 brides, namely Anne Hathaway and Kate Hudson. I don't like whatever is going on, the crisscross checkered chair ties that are happening. I don't like the flowers in a straight line at the top of the altar. Again, I don't hate the colors of the flowers themselves. I don't like them in that space. I don't think I would like any color palette in the space because it's just an ugly space. I honestly don't even know what I would do if I had to design a wedding in this space. See, that I love. Whatever that is, whatever arrangement that is to the left of the groom right here on the ground, I love that. Whatever that is. But why is it on the ground? Why is it not like being showcased like on a pedestal? And why is there like a house plant? I hate it. We'll fast forward through the tea. This venue is stunning. Whatever is going on this altar with the blue and the gold, stunning. I love the like candelabra looking things on the aisles, at the side of the aisles. That's stunning. Oh, okay, so now we get a full picture of Kate Hudson's wedding. The arrangements that are like on the sides of the aisles and then in the back, stunning. I wish that they were in gold urns as opposed to white urns because I think that that would have just tied the whole venue together. Yeah, I would have chosen a different flower for this venue, but the venue is stunning. The candelabras are stunning. The arrangements in the back are stunning. Kate Hudson gets an 8 out of 10 for this. And Anne Hathaway, girl. Breaking Dawn Part 1. I am filming now about an hour later after all the rest of the clips because my camera died, so if anything weird changed, the lighting got darker, my hair got flatter, that's why. We are only reacting though to one more movie. This movie series literally defined a generation, my generation to be specific. This particular wedding I feel like informed a lot of design trends in the mid-2010s. I would just like to say that I think that MGK and Megan Fox could pull a lot of inspiration from Bella's like nightmare wedding scene when she like gets up to the altar and figures out that like Edward had eaten all of the wedding guests or something. Where's my drink? Bouquet is basic. Oh, the hanging wisteria is sickening. What I will say, if I have to give a critique, or maybe not even a critique, but just my personal preference, is that the altar and the hanging wisteria it's not giving forest to me, it's giving luxe. All like the altar and the hanging wisteria is all white. And then you have these aisle arrangements that are mostly greenery. I would have liked to see one or the other. I would have either liked to see a little bit more greenery hanging and greenery in the altar, or I would have liked to see it all white. Nonetheless, if this were a wedding that I designed, I would be very proud of it. If you liked this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I try to post at least one video a month that features some sort of wedding or design element, and then one video a month that features some sort of Atlanta content. So if you like that sort of thing, you can subscribe, turn on post notifications to be notified every time I upload. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.